Good evening. This is Dr. Do again. This evening time, I want to talk something outside of medicine. The book of Bible, not in the sense of religion. I cannot claim anything about that. But I just, in the sense of history or the story, I just love the story. The well-written, very alive, each person, especially Abraham, his legend, and Jacob, Joseph, and even David and Solomon. I just love the story. In terms of religion, I cannot make any comment because I think that belongs to those really dedicated people, devoted to the faith and religions. I am not that kind of person. I cannot say anything about that, but I just love the story. I talked last time, Sam and David, how I understand the history, the story. Today I want to talk about Abraham. I have read the story in Genesis many times, and I think while I talk about Abraham, I think about a man with strong faith, trembling hands, and to carry on the dreams and the promise he thinks from his God to this new place. I think the Canaanite, that's the people live in the Canaan. Those people has totally different culture from Abraham, what he had before. But he carried his culture to this place and integrate, have to live in that as a foreigner dwelling in this foreign land. The culture of Canaanite, from what I see, they sacrifice human. Imagine Abraham and his nephew Lot, his wife Sarah, moved from one place to another place and eventually landed in that area. And his dream, and he carried the promises. He thinks God gives him the promise, make him the father of many nations. His descendants will be as many as the stars and the sands. At that time, he and Sarah did not have any children, and according to the Bible, according to him, his wife Sarah already beyond the age of bearing a child, and he is old also. But this is how could it be? He trembled hand always ask. So this is the story. Start from there. I always feel inspirational when I read about him. He has been through so many places, used tricks. He cannot claim Sarah as his wife because he said, "You're so beautiful. People might on your half and kill me." So he claimed Sarah as his sister so many times. And this is just wandering from one country to another country, one place to another place. And eventually he established through the fight, through the endurance, through the plot, anyway. And the special story about the three people passing by, and he thinks that is God. So he bowed down his head and washed their feet and plead for his nephew. This is very, I cannot figure out why it's like this. Why these three men to that city, to destroy that city, is to save Lot or destroy Lot. But anyway, the Lot and his family, his tribe, I think, is destroyed eventually. But Abraham, according to the story, did what he could. Please save them. Even there's 5 people, righteous or nice or kind. And God promised him the 3 people, said yes, they will spare them. But eventually they did not. So this is one of the story. The thing, the Bible about him is just something like this. I read as this way. He is very faithful, very strong-willed, and know how to bend, how to live in a foreign land, and how to negotiate, how to hide, how to, like I said, hide his wife as his sister, something like this. And also, of course, he works hard. He eventually established and have one child from Egyptian woman Hagar, and one child eventually from Sarah. So this is what I'm going to talk about. God gave him, his God gave him the promise. He had Isaac from Sarah and Ishmael from Hagar. So, and then they both eventually develop and multiply, have many children, grandchildren, and the story. And he lived good years, and his wife also. They at some point he did not live with his wife, but he lived in the other city close to Hagar, according to the Bible. But eventually he died and buried by his two sons, and that's the story, end of story about Abraham. So, having said all of this, I think Abraham is very, I consider him as very faithful, strong-willed, and work hard, of course, and also knowing how to bend, how to protrude, how to bend. Very wise to manage everything and know when to tear, when to be strong. But it's the founding father of all the nations. I think that's what he deserves. That's what I think he is. I just great respect for him.